Welcome back to Factual America, the channel where we dig deep into the stories shaping our nation. Today, we're exposing a battle that's been raging on quietly, affecting millions of lives and threatening the very foundation of the American dream. The topic: the war on small business. How big corporations are crushing Main Street. If you care about mom and pop shops, local jobs, and the heartbeat of your community, you're going to want to watch this all the way through. Because what's happening isn't just economics, it's a seismic shift in American life. Let's start by taking a stroll down Main Street, USA, the backbone of our country. These small businesses aren't just places where we buy coffee, fix our cars, or grab a family dinner. They're the fabric of our communities. They sponsor little league teams, donate to local food drives, and remember your name when you walk in the door. For generations, small businesses have embodied the values of hard work, innovation, and independence. But despite their critical role, main streets across America are under siege. Over the last few decades, an invisible war has been waged, one where giant corporations, aided by politicians and faceless bureaucrats, are squeezing small businesses out of existence. Is this simply the result of consumer choice? Or is something more sinister at play? Now, to truly understand this war, we need to travel back in time a bit. Picture the 1950s. Communities built around mom-and-pop shops, family-run grocers, and local hardware stores. The corner store was a place where trust ran deeper than any contract. But soon the big guys started moving in. Think back to the rise of chain supermarkets and sprawling department stores. These giants could buy in bulk and slash prices in ways the little guys simply couldn't. Of course, change isn't always bad. Competition can bring lower prices and convenience. But what happens when competition morphs into domination? Fast forward to the 1990s and 2000s, and we see the meteoric rise of mega retailers and, later, online marketplaces. These companies deploy economies of scale so vast that mom-and-pop shops have no chance of matching their prices. The little corner bookstore? Squeezed by Amazon's endless selection and rock-bottom prices. It's not just about prices, though. These titans deploy a playbook filled with tactics designed to eliminate the competition. Buy out competitors, undercut on price, pressure suppliers, and lobby for regulations that only the biggest fish can afford to comply with. The result? Small businesses are crushed not by entrepreneurs out-hustling them, but by a system designed to keep the big guys on top. But perhaps the biggest weapon in this war is government policy itself. You'd think your elected officials would protect the little guy. But time and time again, policy decisions have only made it harder to run a small business. High taxes, mountains of paperwork, and endless regulations disproportionately harm the very businesses least able to deal with them. Many of the biggest corporations can afford entire legal teams and compliance officers to navigate this web of rules and regulations. Meanwhile, the baker down the street is grappling with confusing forms and unexpected fines, often for rules written by people who've never set foot in a small business. And here's where things get really twisted. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw the power of big business and big government merging like never before. Remember those essential business designations? Amazingly, big box chains and massive online retailers were allowed to stay open, while small businesses selling virtually identical products were forced to close their doors. The results were catastrophic. According to the Federal Reserve, more than 200,000 additional small businesses closed in the first year of the pandemic. Many never reopened. Meanwhile, America's corporate giants saw ballooning profits, record-breaking stock prices, and an explosion in market share. Coincidence? Or part of a broader trend where Main Street is sacrificed for Wall Street's benefit? But it isn't just about retail stores. Look at farming, one of the most iconic American small businesses. Today, just 4 corporations control 80% of the meat processing market. Independent farmers struggle to get fair prices, locked into contracts where the deck is stacked against them. The same is happening in tech, media, and even dining, where delivery apps and ghost kitchens are making it nearly impossible for some local restaurants to survive. Why does this matter? Small businesses are critical not just for jobs, they're innovation engines. the real job creators, and the source of new ideas. When competition is stifled, we all lose. Fewer choices, higher prices in the long run, less personal service, and the slow erasure of our unique, vibrant communities. Now here's a twist you may not have expected. Many of these corporate Goliaths preach messages about community, sustainability, and equality. Yet their actions tell a different story. It's the small business that's sustainable and cares about its neighborhood. Big Corp's green ads, sometimes just window dressing, while their supply chains span continents and leave ghost towns in their wake. It's not all doom and gloom, though. Across the country, creative small business owners are fighting back, building communities on shop local campaigns, forming cooperatives, and leveraging technology to survive. Some towns are enacting local ordinances to level the playing field. Small business support networks are popping up, helping owners share resources and strategies. But the challenges are real. Take zoning laws, for example. These often prevent small entrepreneurs from even opening up, while big chain stores get special exemptions. Or look at minimum wage hikes and mandated benefits, policies that big employers can absorb, but which can push a mom and pop over the brink. Even something as fundamental as access to credit is skewed. Banks favor lending to large, already successful companies, seeing less risk, while would-be small business owners face rejected loans and skyrocketing interest rates. No wonder corporate America keeps getting richer, while Main Street struggles to stay afloat. The truth is, every time we click Buy Now on a faceless marketplace, we make a choice. Are we supporting our local communities, or feeding a system that consolidates power and wealth into fewer and fewer hands? It's not easy to resist the lure of low prices and overnight shipping. But the cost to our communities may be far higher than we realize. And here's another twist. It's not just an economic issue. It's about freedom, autonomy, and who really gets to shape our future. If only mega corporations can survive, what happens to innovation, local character, or the chance for the little guy to make it big? When Main Street shrinks, so does our sense of community and our power as citizens. As a nation, we're told that free enterprise is the foundation of our success. But are we truly a nation of entrepreneurs if the deck is stacked against the new and the small? Not when government policy, regulation, and favoritism support those at the top, sending everyone else scrambling for scraps. But this war isn't over yet. You, me, and millions of Americans still hold the power to push back. Every dollar spent at a local business helps keep Main Street alive. Voting for leaders who support fair competition, not just the largest donors, can help change the tide. And speaking out, sharing stories like this one, brings the struggle into the light. So what can we do from here? For starters, get to know your local business owners. Ask them about the challenges they face. Look for ways to support entrepreneurs just starting out. Maybe it's a new bakery, a tech repair shop, or a farmer's market. Push your local leaders to reform unfair regulations and hold big corporations accountable to the same rules as everyone else. And don't underestimate your voice. When a small business closes, the impact on a community is real. Lost jobs, lost tax revenue for schools, even more vacant storefronts. But when we rally together, we can keep the spirit of America alive. You might be thinking, but don't big businesses also provide jobs? Absolutely. But it's not a zero-sum game. The healthiest communities are those with a thriving mix of small, medium, and large companies. Crushing Main Street risks turning every town into a copy of the last. A nation without character, without opportunity, and without real choice. We should celebrate the entrepreneurs willing to take risks and innovate. But let's not confuse market power with merit. When the rules are written for the rich, everyone else is left fighting uphill. Here's the bottom line. The war on small business is real, and it affects all of us. Our main streets are not just economic engines. They're our sense of place, our chance for independence, and proof that the American dream is still alive. But that dream is threatened when the only winners are the biggest players. So now I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know been impacted by the war on small business? What's your view on how Main Street can survive, or even thrive, against corporate titans? Share your stories and your ideas in the comments below. And while you're here, let us know which other topics you want us to tackle in future episodes. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Factual America, and share this with someone who shops local. Together, we can keep Main Street alive for generations to come.